What will the economy look like when Mashiach will come? This is probably a question in everyone's mind. Everyone is worried about the future of the economy. And what will it look like when Mashiach will come? So the Rambam right away tells us, when Mashiach will come, when Mashiach will come, all good things will be supplied in abundance. All delicacies, all things that bring a person enjoyment, will be mitzuyin ka'afar, will be as available as the dust of the earth. If you want to break it down, we know that one of the basic laws of economy is the law of supply and demand. That's how prices are established, etc., etc. So the supply, when Mashiach will come, will be enormous. All delicacies will be as abundant as the dust of the earth. What's interesting is that the demand, on the other hand, will be very minimal actually. Because there's another interpretation of Cholam Adanim Mitzuyin Ka'afar, that all delicacies will be as meaningless as the dust of the earth. Nobody will be running after them. There's a pasuk that says that when Mashiach will come, a person will suffice with bread and water. He will have whatever he wants. Everyone will be extremely rich. But when godliness will be revealed, no one will have an interest in running after physical desires, after physical things. So the demand for physicality will be minimal. A person will suffice with the smallest amount. Now, will people do business? Will there be buying and selling? Will there be markets, stock markets? So there's a pasuk that says, the Gemara discusses in Pesachim Daf Nun, and it's similar ideas are brought in other places. It says, V'lo ye'oid Knani, there won't be any merchants in the Beis HaMikdash. And one of the things that it means, Rashi explains, is that in the Beis HaMikdash, usually the Gizbarim, the people that were in charge, the treasurers of the money of the Beis HaMikdash, they would use the money, they would make investments, they would do business. When Mashiach will come, they'll be so rich that they won't have to do the Beis HaMikdash will be completely self-sustainable. They won't have to do investments, they won't have to buy and sell. They'll be self-supporting. From other places, it seems that this applies to all the Jewish people as well. There's a Sefri on the Pasuk in Pashas Hazinu, Hashem Badad Yanchenu V'enimoy Kel Necha. The Sefri says when Mashiach will come, everybody will be supplied with what they need from the Eibishter, right? We know that food will grow from the ground, etc., etc. So people won't have to do business. They won't have to, there won't be, and whatever they'll need will be supplied to them from the Eibishter, so they won't have to do business. The whole idea of doing business means that each person has his unique skill. There's different items that you want to buy food, you want to buy clothing, and people, exchange and they buy and sell this. But if every person has whatever he needs, there's no need for doing business. On the other hand, it doesn't mean, as it's understood from a number of places, that it doesn't necessarily mean that right away when Mashiach will come, the world will change from one extreme to the other extreme in 1 second. From some sources, it seems that during the first period of Mashiach's coming, there will still be some business, or at least people will do minimal business. They won't have to be involved heavily in business. A person will be able to make a lot of money through doing minimal work, but there will still be a little bit of business that remains. On the spiritual level, Chassidus discusses this idea, and Torah and Pashas Hayeshiv and other places, the idea of spiritual business is the idea of refining the sparks in this world. Just like when a person does business, he makes an investment, he gives away a certain amount of money in order to get back much more money. Similarly, the neshama came down into this world, and neshama makes an investment, and neshama loses, so to say. It has to give up the spiritual levels of love and fear that it had when it was above, but it's making an investment. When it comes down here, it's able to elevate the sparks, it's able to reach higher heights. So we might be losing something, but the neshama is gaining, is being able to elevate the sparks. When Mashiach will come, so this type of business won't exist anymore. All the sparks will be elevated. This type of, what this idea of schayr of business won't exist anymore. But there will still be a business in a holy way. There's an interesting Gemara. The Gemara says that the Levyasan, right, we're all aware that Mashiach will come, will have the meal of the Sheir Habara and the Levyasan. So the Gemara says in Bava Basra that besides the meat of the Levyasan, that Tzaddik Molit will also do business with it in the streets of Yerushalayim, in the marketplaces of Yerushalayim. What does that mean? So elsewhere it seems that there won't be any business done when Mashiach will come. Everyone will have whatever they need. So one answer is, like I mentioned before, that it depends on the different periods. In the first will be a period that there will be business. Later there will come a time that there won't be any business. But according to Chassidus explains that it's a different type of business. There's the business that we have today, the buying and the selling, so to say, is the idea where we invest, we're involved in physical matters to elevate physicality. The gain, the return on investment that we have now is that we elevate the sparks that are in physicality. When Mashiach will come, that business will be finished. But there will be a higher business. There will be a business in Kedusha itself. The Levyasan, the meat of the Levyasan represents a very high revelation of godliness, and with that there will be business. There will be a give and a take from one level to another level. That type of business will exist, but it will be a spiritual type of business. The main thing is the Eibusha should help, that everyone should have whatever they need, begashmis, beruchnis, and we should merit the time of Hamadanim and Suyin Kof, and that all delicacies will be as abundant as the dust of the earth, take it from Yad Mamish.